Hello, this is Janet Ferre from Tadpole Training, and today I want to talk to you about three things you can be doing to help you overcome what is, let's face it, one of the worst situations business wise, never mind on a personal level or a health level. But if you're a business, what can you do right now to help you survive in terms of the coronavirus? So I've got three tips that you can apply straight away. Doesn't cost you anything, but it will help you get back on track, I hope. So the first one is keep a calm head. Okay, when everything's going wrong, it doesn't help you to panic. And I'll give you an example, a really good quote. I'm sure you're familiar with it, but it's a very good one for right now. And the quote is, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I can't change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. And if you think about the situation now with coronavirus, or anything else huge, a depression, a recession, you can't change it. It's too big, and it won't help you to worry about it. And when you look at the news and you turn on the radio, every story is about grim, grim, grim. It's all going wrong. People are closing their business. People are dying. People haven't got any money. Too much of that is quite painful. So what this is all about is accept that it is what it is, and then get your strategy head on. So what do I mean by your strategy head? I mean work out where you want your business to be, not in 3 months, because frankly I think personally it'll go on for longer than that, but even if it finishes in 3 months time, the world's going to look quite different. So I'd recommend focusing on 6 months ahead, ideally 12, but let's go with 6 just for now. And a good tool to use is work out what your goals are and then create a SWOT analysis. Now, I've done a separate video on SWOT analysis, but SWOT is an acronym for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. So strengths and weaknesses are internal, things you have control over, and opportunities and threats are external. Clearly coronavirus for many of you comes into the threat section, but the reason I say to you do a SWOT analysis is because it will give you perspective. A SWOT is a snapshot of now, and if you have a snapshot of now, sure, all the problems we're facing definitely come under threats, but it will give you the perspective to see that there's still opportunities, there are still strengths. Yeah, you might have some weaknesses, but that gives you a tangible starting point that's not based on emotional fear or panic, and it means you can start planning your way out of your current situation and work out what to do next. So that's tip number one, get your strategy head on. So what's tip number two? Tip number two is focus on the customers you have got. Those customers are going to be what keeps you alive, keeps you earning money over the next few months when there's very little certainty anywhere else. I mean, unless you're the boss of Zoom, who, let's face it, is probably raking it in quite right now, and I don't care because it's a great product. Some people's business has fallen off a cliff. If you're in catering, if you're in hospitality, if you're in travel, there's no business right now. So what customers have you got? You start serving them, and I mean serve them at the highest level you possibly can. So pick up the phone. Don't just rely on email. I mean, there's lots on social media, sure, but be a human being and ring them up and say, hi, how you doing? We're in it together. How can I support you? It might be there's nothing you can do, but it might be there's something really tangible. And I'll tell you what, those people you look after now, they will remember you afterwards. And I'd also encourage you to not to get too worried about price. I've seen a lot of debates on social media about how someone's offering something very similar for free. Don't worry about the people doing it for free. If you are good at what you do, it is still okay to charge for it. Now, it's up to you if you discount, but I wouldn't encourage you to do it for free. Perhaps offer some other stuff that's of great value for free, but there's nothing wrong with still offering your core product or service, because you still need to earn a living, to put a roof over your head, and to feed your family. So don't be ashamed, don't be embarrassed. Other people can do what they want, but if you're good, people will still recognise that and they will still come to you. And then my third tip. My third tip is keep marketing. So I've got a question for you. Have you heard of Kellogg's? I'm sure you have. You've probably got a packet of their stuff in your cupboard. I know I have. Cornflakes, that's mine. All right. Have you heard of Post? Bet you haven't. Right, so Kellogg's and Post were two massive competitors in the cereal world in America. And when the Great Depression hit, do you know what Post did? They did what a lot of people are doing right now. They cut back on their marketing. They cut back on their spend. They were prudent. They looked after the books. Kellogg's didn't. Kellogg's doubled their marketing budget. They pushed hard and started going into radio. In fact, they just pushed hard. And they grew their market share. And my question to you is, bearing in mind you haven't heard of Post and you have heard of Kellogg's, who do you think got it right? So you should be focusing. You've probably got more time than you've ever had. Focus on that marketing, and if you've got the money, plough it into someone who can help you do the marketing if you can't do it yourself. But whatever you do, don't stop marketing. Be more visible than your competitors, because some of your competitors will fall by the wayside during this time. And when this is all over, there will be opportunities. I was taught a phrase when I worked at Xerox, which was, if it's good, you should be pushing to sell more. If it's bad, you should be pushing to sell more. And that's exactly what you should be doing now. Don't be a Post, be a Kellogg's. So I hope that's helped. I hope that's inspired you a bit. I'm going to be posting much more regularly on here. But as ever, please subscribe. And if you have any questions, pop them in the chat underneath. And I'll be delighted to help you. Take care till next time. Bye-bye.